I think we got it. Excellent. Well, on the last Real Life Stories of the Impossible, we spoke about people who have unusual abilities. Do you know anybody who has a strange ability? The guy I spoke about was a guy who actually could tell whether or not your parents were still together or not, and that's kind of a weird one. And yet, what other people that you might know who have strange abilities? We'll be talking about that momentarily, but for right now, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so, and why not mention it to a friend? Let them know that we're trying to reach that goal of over 1,000 subscribers, and so any support you can give is of great appreciation to me. These are my real life stories of the impossible. Science is like magic to the vulgar and uneducated. I heard once. I can see why that would make sense, though feels a little pompous by my estimation. I do think that it's interesting, though, that you do meet people occasionally who have who can exhibit strange powers. I don't know how many salesmen that you know who are friends of yours who exhibit amazing ability to be able to sense a sale is coming on, or be able to influence people in order to buy things. I don't know how many bartenders you know who can influence you to purchase more drinks. I actually had a roommate back in college, a guy named, we'll just call him Bill. And Bill had this amazing ability to just be a magnet for women. He was able to, it really was, he was my roommate, so I just knew what was going on in his life, and it was basically like, it was crazy. I couldn't even understand how women could be so attracted to him, and yet I'm his roommate, and there was nothing going on in my life at the time. So that was interesting, just because that was me at the very beginning of my 18-year-old life, meeting this guy who had like all the ability, it seemed, to be able to attract women around him, and so or anybody who he seemed to want, he could get, and that was unusual to me. Meanwhile, another friend of mine who, after I moved out of that situation, I ended up meeting this friend of mine whose name is Cynthia, and she was able to, her special gift, strangely, was she was able to get us into any backstage area for pretty much any band. So it was basically any band that I happened to be out hanging out with her, we would just hang out with those people. So we got to hang out with, a lot of punk rock bands at the time, and it was tons of fun. Very, very interesting to be able to just have a friend who, on one hand, I was like going, well, is she a fan of theirs? Did she write to them in advance and that's how she's getting us in? But no, she just had this weird chutzpah about her, and a way that kind of just made people believe that she just belonged backstage. And this is my buddy Alain, who's going to come along with me. And so it was just a strange gift that she managed to have. Who in your life have strange powers that are similar to those that might feel supernatural to you, but might seem like the most natural gift to them? Comment below if you know anybody. I am very, very interested in your responses. I'm Alain Nu, the man who knows. And if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, all you have to do is go to my website at themanwhoknows.tv. You get a free gift by doing so. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow with more real life stories of the impossible.